Hello everyone, this is gonna be another repair video about something that worth sharing because many of us are using the very same platform to buy stuff, to buy supplies, parts, basically everything, processors. The site is Aliexpress. This is part of the Alibaba, I don't know, it's incorporated or whatever, of the bigger sales group. So long story short, this is our Amazon and eBay in the same place. I'm not sure if it's the same for the American users, but for European Union users, since year 2021, we have regulations which request or which actually make it impossible for such sellers not to prolong VAT, which is valid at tax. Here it's 19% from small recipes. And yeah, so before this time we used to have download invoice button on all orders. Now, since the 1st of the April, this button is gone. So last time I did my taxes for the month, I figured it out and I tried to communicate with Aliexpress support. And basically it was absolutely useless, just a waste of time. Let me explain a little bit so what's going on. If I order something, so say let's check here. So this is AMD processor. I have some Lenovo device with that processor here. So there's my payment here. So it says here, let me change the language on English. So it says here, so VAT includes. What it means basically is that Aliexpress took the original price of the seller, they put 90% on it, they collected all the payment, and they collected the VAT. It's exactly what stays here. So from the 1st of July 2021, all marketplaces are required by EU law to collect value as taxed and remit to the competent tax authority under certain circumstances. It is absolutely clearly here on the website. So they took my 9.50 and they have to return it to the German tax authority. And the way the VAT works is that I also collect taxes from my customers. And on the end of the month, I calculate plus and minus, and I calculate how much more taxes did I collect than I paid myself. And I only pay the difference. So basically, if I buy something for the same cost of my services, like I make zero income, I spend everything on buying supplies, I don't owe VAT at all. So this will be zero. It's never zero, obviously, but it might get to even to the plus point if, for example, you don't have much income, but you did buy something really huge or big or whatever. So this is how it used to work. Here, there used to be a button to download the invoice. It looked a little bit sketchy, but it had all the necessary credentials, like how much was collected, the contact details of the Aliexpress, there are some numbers or whatever. So it looks like invoice and you could download it directly from the Aliexpress. This button is gone, so it's also gone for the older invoices. So you can't download it if you didn't download it at the time point. You can do it anymore. There's hack here on the Reddit. There's small post. The people here found some sort of bug in Aliexpress, so you can use a link and add order ID here. So here, if you put order ID, you can get invoice. Let's test it. Let's go on some old order. Example here. Let's go down. And I ordered so much stuff here, screens and whatever. Okay, so now let's take the order number. Let's put it here. Hello, I didn't want to Google it. Okay. I probably misused this link. Remove. Replace with your order ID. Okay. Oh, okay, so they patched this thing out. So they probably figured that the people are mad and they are still trying to download the older invoices. And now they closed this little hole. Let's repeat it. Let's try again. Okay, what do you have here Okay, we have something useless here. Okay, so the method which is described here is also gone. So you can't really download your invoice anymore. Okay, so not only they took the button here from the newer orders, but they also effectively removed the possibility to download everything before. I used to think that the thing which is called getmyinvoices.com is absolutely useless, but it turns out to be actually a good thing because it did auto-download invoices. So I have my invoices from the Aliexpress till the April, I believe. Yeah, we have it here. There were 2 invoices actually in March. But still I have these invoices, so I can show how they looked like. So there's invoice number, so there should be. There's marketplace operator name, very important thing. Date, VAT, whole sum, and so on. So this type of paper is sketchy, but it would be accepted by the financial institutes. Many people used to use some stuff like this, so I tried and checked some of this. So what this thing makes is basically it creates a fake invoice. Let me see. So here, for example, so you turn this plugin and you get a button here, which probably works or not work. Maybe it doesn't work, maybe it works. This one, collect data, generate invoice, whatever it makes. This thing, probably this would be right because it shows the whole information about the company which you bought something from. But the thing is, this invoice wouldn't be accepted because you did generate it. It wasn't read by the company you bought something from. So you can do it, but if you get tax check, most likely they will reject this invoice. And it's not, yeah, and also it's not exactly the same as used to be in older invoices. So don't use it. It won't help you. Because if the time comes, if someone wants to check if your invoices are legit, you don't want such sketchy stuff on your invoices. Just get rid of it. Here, yeah, so what do we have? We have here a recipe. So they told me that I can use the recipe here. So let's download the recipe and let's look. So this is a PNG image. That's great, which is basically effectively a screenshot of the very same. Let me check if I can open it in browser. So this is what it is. So you have the order ID, okay, fine. You have the shipping address, okay, fine. You have the payment method, which confirms you paid it. You have something like VAT included, and that's it. It's not conform. It's not an invoice. It's not commercial invoice because it doesn't have any information what tax was collected, how much was it collected. So you can't use it for tax returns. It's not possible. Because VAT included which VAT, which number, which percent, and so on. This is unusable. Okay, so now, also for some reason they show much more from the credit card number, which is also quite strange. They used to show like the last 4 digits, but no. Okay, so let's see what happens if you try to contact them on the support. So let's open the Outlook. I spent like probably 1 hour in chat, and then I opened the ticket, and then I contacted the customer service. And here what you get, everything. So we are so sorry for the inconvenience caused. However, AliExpress operates solely as platform facilitating transactions between sellers and consumers, which is per definition a marketplace. You dumb idiot. This is probably some e-text. I don't think there's a real person behind of it. So it's not actual seller and therefore has no regulatory or contract obligation to issue invoices directly to consumers. But you have exactly this text, so this contradicts your own information on your own website. So every time I communicated with AliExpress, I actually put the quote from the website and I asked them to interpret it. And so I fear that I don't think I ever spoke to a real person. There was also IE, because I sent it as a picture, like a screenshot part. It was clearly readable, and the E chatbot on the other side, it was denying that it's AI chatbot, which is also, I believe, I'm not like scared of AI or whatever, but I think it should be at some point, it should be obligatory that AI should clearly state that it is AI, it's not a real person behind of that. And they clearly put it in prompt that it should never say you that it's AI. And basically, what I asked it to do is to interpret the text on the Aliexpress.com webpage. On every payment, it tells you that VAT is collected by Aliexpress, and the AI bot told me that he truly tries to help me. It will be escalated, there will be opened the ticket and so on. And over again, I become the same copy-paste answer, maybe a little bit varied and so on. So they want me to contact the seller. I also talked to a few sellers on Aliexpress. I asked them if they even heard about VAT or whatever it is, and if what exact price do they get. Obviously, no one from them actually gets VAT because it's collected by the marketplace. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly how it's said. So long story short, if you are using Aliexpress for your business, if you're paying VAT, don't use Aliexpress anymore. It's not possible because you can't use this invoice, generate invoice and so on, because these wouldn't be acceptable by your tax authority. If you buy like around 500 to 1000 euros or dollars per month, you will actually lose 90% of it. So the Aliexpress will simply steal this money because if they are collecting 90% and not returning to your tax authority, and you don't get it from the VAT exemption, basically they steal your money. So they're taking this 90% from your pocket, they're taking it from the pocket of the seller, and this money does not belong to Aliexpress. Since it wasn't really possible to talk to any real person on the Aliexpress, I think the best way would be to try to spread the word. Maybe if you have a bigger or better YouTube channel, just check it yourself, try to make some noise. I don't think that they will ever change it because basically they collect so much money. Instead of having whatever like 5 or 10% fee for any transaction, now they are collecting plus 90% of each sale to the European Union. I think for other countries as well, I didn't check, but most likely. Try not to use Aliexpress, use it maybe for the small things, use its chat, contact the sellers directly, find the big suppliers. Mostly you will find a real nice person, like a really nice hard-working man behind of or woman behind this chat. They will probably use auto-translate. It might be difficult to communicate, but they will try to serve you. They won't try to scam you more than Aliexpress. Maybe you will get bad supplies from China. It happens from time to time. It's not a big problem, actually. If you are in this business, you are getting used to it. So you always check everything. Even if you work like 5 years with the same company, they can send you complete garbage. If you have good history of operating with this seller platform, you will most likely be able to refund it, return it, get something back from it. It wouldn't be a big problem. But don't use Aliexpress because they simply decided to scam 90% of each of your purchases. They simply decided to steal your money. So that's it for today. So no repairs right now. I have lots of repairs, but nothing worth showing. And yeah, so don't use Aliexpress.